Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode. I am outside, as you can see, but and I haven't posted a video in a very long time, and I know, and I'm sorry. It's just, with everyone still around, it's really hard to get opportunities to be able to film just here, but, whatever. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is actually about the recent Madden 21 news. If you haven't heard or care or keep up or anything, Madden, the EA has released their official notes, or their official, updates to the Madden 21 franchise mode, specifically. And, well, let's just say it's not really an update. It's more like just like a patch that you could have done in Madden 20 anyway. The only thing that you really couldn't have done as easy in a patch that's actually like a new feature in Madden 21 compared to Madden 20's franchise mode is the inclusion of the 3-team wildcard round, like the expanded playoffs, like they have now in real life compared to what they did last year. Now, obviously, it won't really even matter if there's not an actual football season this year, which at this point I really don't think there will be, but that's beside the point. The NFL has officially changed its rules, which means EA and the game that's supposed to simulate football should change it too. That's like the point of the thing. So it's like, that's not really a new feature. That's just kind of like the bare minimum of what they should be doing anyway. And, the rest of it, there was like, they've added new X Factors, which isn't even a franchise feature. That's just like a specific, that's just like a whole game thing that they're just adding into franchise mode. So it's not even a franchise-specific thing. And the rest of them are just basically tuning stuff. They made the second ability unlock at 5 instead of an 80, which makes it harder to, progress players as fast as it was last year. But that's just like moving a number, like a slider. It's not, that's a patch thing. You don't need that in an entirely new game. That's not a reason to buy it. They have new, new upgrade systems for specific offensive linemen. So, like, centers won't have the same upgrades as a tackle or whatever. Which, okay, sure, that's something. It'll make it a little bit better, but again, that's just a patch. It's not really any specific thing. You know what we didn't get? Coaching carousels, where you can hire not just the head coach, but also the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, even position coaches, which is really in-depth and is in an indie game that is made by a company of like 3 people, and still they have a deeper franchise mode than EA does. A multi-million-dollar company that has exclusive rights to the NFL simulation, and they just refuse to do anything with it. Now, the hashtag Fix Madden franchise has been trending recently, and that's what this video is, about. But the thing is, I've had every Madden game at one point or another, from Madden 2002 to Madden 20. I say one point or another because I no longer have 2002 or Madden 11, but I had them all at one point, and that's been a series that I buy annually every year, and I don't even question it. From Madden 17 until last year, I had even bought the whatever you want to call it, the MVP, the early mode of the early game where you can get it 3 days early and they give you extra MUT stuff, which I don't even play Ultimate Team, so that's not why I bought it. I just wanted to have it 3 days early because I didn't want to wait until, that close to school. But this year, I'm straight up not going to buy Madden. For the first time since I didn't have any consoles to buy it on. Like, when I was buying Madden 10 and Madden 12, I had those on the Wii, and so it looked like this. Yeah, that's not really that's not Madden, but those are the games that I was playing because I didn't have anything else, but I still wanted to play, Madden. I still wanted to play with NFL teams because it's just fun to do it in a video game. But not if they don't add anything. What's the point of buying the new game if it's just going to be the exact same thing? No fixes. They refuse. It's not like they don't know what we want. Franchise players like us, we have made it very clear what we want. over many years, coaching carousels, stat tracking that isn't stupid, and you can actually see what team the player used to play on, which, by the way, half of this stuff was already in Madden before, in like Madden 05 and Madden 06, which, by the way, I'm playing Madden 05 right now in a franchise mode, and it has like half the things I want in the new one. You know, and that's just putting it back to where it was. That's not even like extending it into, you know, what it could be. Create a team, you know, open up a uniform suite so you can just make your own uniform and not just like hybrid, like Frankenstein one together from what already exists. Like in Madden 05, you could create your own uniform, your own custom uniform. They just give you the option. Now, there isn't any like logos on the helmets, which is weird, and I don't know why they did that. But you could still create your own uniform. That is cool. Why can't you do that now? I don't know, they just don't want you to. Half the stuff that we want as gamers was already in the game. And they've stripped it away, and now it's basically nothing. Like we want. And, you know, why would I support a multi-million-dollar company that's not going to do the bare minimum of what I want? I'm not going to pay $60 for that game, let alone $80 for like or $100 or whatever the heck the MVP version is this year. I'm not gonna do that. Why? Why would I do that when there are 2 indie games coming out this year? Well, 2 main indie games coming out this year. Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2020, which is a half Canadian football, half college football. It's a little weird, but it's an indie game that exists, and Access Football, both of which are getting better and have a deeper franchise/dynasty mode than, you know, EA does, and they actually listen to the criticisms of their game and try to fix it. Now, yes, the gameplay isn't going to be as smooth or as good looking or as polished as EA's is, because it's an indie company that has, at max 5 people working at the game. I know, Maximum has a little bit more than Access at this point, but still, it's like, it's not Madden. It doesn't have the resources in Madden, but yet, Madden is the company that uses the lack of resources excuse to not fix franchise mode. What? Access's franchise mode, well, yes, it's not perfect. I'm not saying these games are perfect, and I'm not saying they can't improve, because they definitely can and should, but their base is a better base than EA's is, and that game, charges $60. These indie games cost $20 to $30. I can buy both of them. In fact, I am going to buy both of them this year. And they have a creative team, and they have uniform creation, and they have create a player, and they have a deeper franchise mode where I can create the NFL how I want it to be, and have a richer experience off the field than I can with the AAA game that is the only game you can buy if you want real NFL teams, at least until 2K can make their game. But even then, it's not a simulation, it's just an arcade game, at least at this point. And it will be until 2025, possibly 2026. It is disappointing that EA, after all of these years and this huge fan base, they just refuse to listen to them, because all they care about is chasing A, profit, and B, trying to catch up to 2K. Now, I'm not an idiot, okay? When people say they neglect franchise because all they care about is MUT because that's what makes them money, while that is true to an extent, that isn't necessarily the case, because even MUT players don't get exactly what they want all the time. But you can't give everyone exactly what they want, but you should be able to upgrade it slightly, especially when everyone in the community wants a certain thing. Put that thing in the game. Even MUT players don't always get the basic things that you'd think they would get. The franchise hasn't really gotten any upgrades since Madden 25. Yes, the scenario engine was new next year, but to be honest, I think it's kind of stupid. It doesn't really add anything to the game mode. It's not a tangible thing where I can look at it and go, yes, this definitely affects, my team. Because it doesn't really. There are reporters that ask you questions sometimes, there are players that come up to you and demand more, you can stop a player to try to gain XP, and that's fine, and I actually like that, but for the most part, you don't really feel that much of a difference between, with the scenario engine or without the scenario engine. And they haven't even mentioned that they're going to even improve that this year. Actually, that would have been the bare minimum of franchise updates. Just flesh out that mode a little more. Have people hold out, have suspensions, have, players have a off-the-field thing where, like a relative dies, or they have to, their child is born or whatever and can't play the game, or going to, not play the game, and you have to, convince them, or, even a player that's going to retire, convince them, do the thing that 2K did back in Madden, or back in 2K5, and just have them pay people to stay an extra year or two to try to win that, to not lose those people going to retirement. And all of that from 2K5 and Madden 5 and Madden 06, everything that we're pretty much asking for now, mostly, has been in the game, and they just refuse to put it back in. So if they're going to refuse to ask to do what we ask of them, then why should we support them? And I know there are content creators on YouTube that use Madden for their job. They play like that franchise guy, and there are so many Madden creators. I'll just throw a list on screen right now because I can't list them all. But all of these guys require the game to at least be popular enough for people to want to watch. And I'm not going to sit here and say that they shouldn't buy the game, because that's how they make money. And that's whatever. But as us consumers, people that don't make content on it for a living, if we really, really want a Madden 21 experience, watch the people that have to buy it for their jobs. But if you don't have to buy it, and you want franchise mode to be better, and not even just franchise, the entire game to be a better, more round experience, if you want that, then just simply don't buy it. I'm not sure how much or really, all the people that are going to boycott the game this year and not buy it, I'm not sure how much it's actually going to help. Because the bottom line is, people that spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on Ultimate Team each year, they're going to still buy the game, and they're going to still spend the money on that. So, I'm not sure, if this is really going to even help. But, to me, putting my money, putting my investment into the two indie companies, and helping them build their game up, and playing them, and giving them feedback, is a better experience for me, and for, just the NFL and football experience in video games, than giving it to a AAA company that just doesn't care. And I'm not going to spend $60 to buy a product from people that don't care about its consumers. Anyway, that's my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're excited to see me play Maximum and or Access Football when they come out, please let me know in the comments, and I will be sure to do that. Am I going to miss out on a few things in Madden 21? Sure. The NFL has a lot of teams with new uniforms this year. Won't be able to play with them. But you know what? I can create them in those games, or at least try my best. Face of the franchise, to be honest, was fine, but I don't really care about it a whole lot, and that's not enough for me to just buy the game. So, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. So if you guys are excited to see that, please let me know in the comments, and I will make sure to make videos on them as soon as they come out, and compare and contrast them and give notes and everything. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye!